Hello, friends and family. Welcome to day 54, cycle 3, day 11 of my quest to crush aggressive diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's, stage 4, also called DLBCL. It's ICD code 83C, 83.39, and we're using the R-EPOCH Immuno/Chemotherapy to crush NHL, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So let's start with my mental health HeadSpace Noodle. I'll start off by saying it's not all rainbows and unicorns. Some days, it was kind of a low energy day. I don't know why sitting at my desk is so much more draining than sitting on the couch or the recliner, but I just wasn't feeling it today at all. And so my mantra, theme, etc. today was just keep moving forward. And the word in my mind was plodding. Just put one step in front of the next and keep moving forward, because tomorrow will be a new day. You'll get energized. You'll feel that much better. The poison will get out, and fingers crossed. So I have a couple quotes for you today that kind of go with my theme, kind of. Let me share them with you. All right. First quote. You simply have to put one foot in front of the other and keep going. Put blinders on and plow right ahead. George Lucas. Kind of what I'm saying. Just keep putting one foot in front of the next. And the next one. Perseverance is placing one foot in front of another, even if it drags the other foot. And that's from T.B. LaBerge, who is an author and apparently has many, many memes. So if you look him up on Reddit or anyplace else, you'll find quite a bit of, he has lots of words of wisdom and or memeage. Okay, so that is my mental health today. Sorry I can't bring you all happiness, but overall, it's not the end of the world. I'm just, as you know, you have to have the feels. Today's my feels are, it wasn't a horrible day, but it's just not like a fabulous day. I'm not feeling uplifted. I'm not feeling energized. I'm just kind of plodding along. So here we go. Today I did go to work. I had trouble connecting to work partially, so I spent some time doing those trainings. So I did get to do one check mark on the training. So thumbs up. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Let's look at my to-do list. All right. So we talked about work already. I did send an email to follow up on short-term disability. I have not heard yet back. I called the doctor to clarify when they would like me to do the PET scan. The direction I got was as soon as we can schedule it. So I scheduled the PET scan. It's for next Thursday. So that's pretty miraculous. I think I forgot to do the calendar math, but I think we're at 12 plus weeks to order it and then get it done. That's absolutely ludicrous. I don't know what to say about our medical systems. Just saying. Particularly the insurance authorization process. And it's not as though we don't pay pretty good premiums. I'm just putting that out there. We're very fortunate. Between my husband's retirement benefits and my working benefits, we were paying premiums to cover this. And the thing that's really aggravating is when we called the radiology place, the cost of the screening is less than I'm paying in premiums for a year by like a third or a half, quarter maybe even. Like a fraction of what I paid in premiums. And they couldn't authorize it for 12 weeks. It's totally ludicrous. Okay, I'm letting it go. Be grateful it got approved, right? So next week we'll get the PET scan. And if I'm honest about it, I'm a little anxious about what we're going to find. All the blood work seems to indicate things are going well. And once we see the pictures, I'm, fingers crossed. So I'm a little anxious about what the results will be, but we'll get there when we get there. All right, so I did load and run the dishwasher, and last night after dinner I cleaned up, put the stuff in the put stuff in the dishwasher and put the leftovers in the fridge and that kind of stuff. So that was on my to-do list. I did modify the first sleeve I made that I shared with you yesterday, this one, which you can see got all stretched out. This is much bigger than my arm and my elbow. Instead of a bow, which isn't really my style, I did insert a piece of elastic here. I don't know if you guys can see it up close. And then I had one of these. I actually have many. I ordered a whole package. This is the toggles on the ear loops for your mask, so that this way you can tighten it or loosen it as you need to. So that does do a better job of keeping it up. So that's good. That was a good modification for what I have. I have to think about if I should crochet the whole thing a lot smaller and let the crochet do the stretching versus, So that's another discussion. And then I also produced prototype 1, which I am wearing. I don't know if you guys can see it. There we go. It's a little small, smaller than I would have liked. I tried to learn from my previous one and make this one, I adjusted the size, but it was not successful, but it is working. So, I mean, it's a prototype. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's very functional. It's not stretching. Half of my arm is exposed, so I'm not overheating. It is protecting the PICC line and the lines from dangling so they don't pull at me. So overall, I'm going to call it a successful prototype, but it's not quite, so you can see here there's buttons, and you can just take the buttons off to open it up. Now what I had envisioned, I don't know if you can see here, these pieces of elastic, I actually crocheted the elastic right into this, and what I had envisioned was that the elastic would come around and wrap onto the button. But what happened was it was too short. And so I made these little bits of crocheted cord to make up the gap for now. But again, the prototype is good enough for me, for sure. But I'm going to work on it again on the sizing and trying to figure out, when you measure your arm, then how big do you make this square or rectangle with the elastic and then the buttons. The buttons were homemade. I made them out of the same yarn, so they're probably hard to see. But they do the job. It's pretty fast, and they're soft. They're not going to catch on anything or anything like that. So I am pretty happy with prototype 1. It did what it was supposed to do. Proof of concept, it does work. There's definitely some failings. This weave is quite stretchy, which is part of the reason why I made it so small, but it's not stretchy enough. So we're going to work on that. So I don't know if I'll do that tomorrow or not. We'll see how that comes, but I definitely have a good basis for where I want to go next. So this is what it looks like up close. And the stitch that I'm using here is the Suzette stitch, which I do like. It has a little bit of texture. And the other thing that I had envisioned was that it would go all the way around your arm, like so. And then if it was tight, you could use the elastic. You get a little extra. But if it was loose, you could use the holes here in the weave and go onto the button and the holes, so you could make it as tight as you needed to that way. So maybe that's my next one. But again, part of me is happy with this because I'm not overheating with it. So this might be an option. I'll make the elastic longer or make it all the corded loops, of crochet loops, so it's super soft. I like the idea of the elastic because it pulls a little bit through the fabric as well. So I don't know. We're not there yet, but close. I was very happy with the prototype. It gave me all the information I needed. Now I can start to do more calculations and see, what the better methodology is. So it was a very productive prototype. All right, let's move on to my to-do list. Tomorrow I need to go to work. I need to rest and heal. I still need to do my CV. I will follow up again with my short-term disability if I haven't heard in the morning. I haven't decided yet, continue to prototype. This prototype for now is good, and so I'm going to see how I feel tomorrow. If I feel like I can take it on, I'll continue to prototype. Maybe I'm going to leave the prototyping till the weekend. We'll see. So that's a maybe. And then I heard from the nurse a couple hours ago. She's going to come tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., incredibly early, to change my dressing, which I think is supposed to be Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. It's supposed to be done once a week. I did hear a rumor that it's supposed to snow, so maybe she's trying to get all our folks in. For me, since I don't have chemotherapy, there's no timing that she has to address, right? She's just in and out to do the dressing change, so I can understand why she's putting me where she's putting me. I'm going to be flexible. She's like, I could keep my pajamas on, which I probably will do. Let her do her thing and maybe hop back in bed for an hour before work. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then finally, I might call the doctor tomorrow about the neuropathy. I'm not sure there's anything to do, but I might call to report it. when I get to status, it is getting a little worse, in my opinion, or more defined, like different symptoms. So I just want to talk to them about if there's anything I can do non-medical, and we'll see. I know there's like gabapentin and some other medication that they prescribe for neuropathy, but I haven't seen it be incredibly successful, and you know my feeling on adding more medication if I don't have to. I hate to medicate symptoms from medication. That just aggravates me. In any case, we'll see how that goes. All right, so I think that's all I have on the mental health ta-da and to-do list. So thank you so much for coming along today. If you want to stay for status, please do. If not, we'll see you tomorrow. If you enjoyed today, please share it. If you think my message, well, today's message wasn't so good, but maybe yesterday's message would help someone. Please share the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and then you'll know when I post the next video. Although I do post them every day. I haven't gotten consistent about timing. I apologize for that, but I'm trying to do them every day. So this is our little documentation. All right. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. There are no angel deliveries today. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to our friend Greg. Happy birthday. I hope you had a great day today. And I think, again, I'm going to go back to thank you so much for joining me today. And we'll see you tomorrow if you're not going to listen for status. All right, so jumping into status, eating. Nausea today was totally managed. I did take medication last night. I think I'm not going to take medication tonight. I'm going to try and see what happens. I still have the taste in my mouth. I will do the magic mouthwash, and we'll see what we can do. But I have been sleeping okay. The bad nausea feelings and stuff have not been waking me up. So I'm hopeful that I don't need the medication anymore. Mouth pain, yes. Teeth pain, Throat pain, my weight was holding again today. My fluid yesterday, I reached my goal of 80 ounces, which is 2.4 liters. Oh, darn, I forgot to check. I think my out is about 2 liters right now. Again, I'm not stressing. Definitely you lose fluid through non-measurable ways with sweating and breathing at night. In addition to, it's not an exact, so I'm feeling like we're okay. It's doing okay. Okay, and I have another thing. Okay, turn your ears away. This is a TMI. Sorry, guys and girls. I did notice after the cytotoxin that the scent of my urine changed drastically from during the week. So, you know, I was tracking all week, and obviously I was being poisoned all week, but the cytotoxin really had a very distinct smell. And I noticed, I guess this morning, that the urine does not have that cytotoxin smell anymore. So I'm hopeful that means that I've managed to flush all that poison out of me, or it's diluted enough that it's not damaging me. In any case, I'm continuing to drink and make efforts to reach 80 ounces, minimum of 60 ounces, and we're doing all right. Okay, let's move on to other chemotherapy symptoms. I mentioned earlier the neuropathy. So I mentioned that the tingling and the numb feelings were moving up my fingers a bit, not just the tips. And then also when I'm laying in bed, if I'm like holding something on top of me, like my phone, that I start to feel tingling all the way down to my elbows, like a falling asleep sensation that really has no bearing. I'm not holding it that long. Now, I will mention that I adjusted my behavior. So if I'm looking at my phone in bed or taking a rest or whatever, I will use a phone holder. I got a few for Christmas that I can hold. It kind of holds the phone so I don't have to hold my arms up. But even still, when my arms are down, sometimes they get a little tingly. So we'll see. What I noticed today, and the reason why I might call the doctor tomorrow, was I was at my desk taking that training class. I was typing and doing other things, and I started to feel the feeling just sitting at my desk with my arms up at the keyboard, which is concerning. Now, I wasn't sitting at my desk. Let me reiterate. I was sitting at the kitchen table. So, but I do have a desk chair that's higher, so it's adjusted for the kitchen table height. So it's not like I'm sitting. My hands aren't inappropriately positioned. I'll say that. So that was concerning. And if it continues tomorrow, I probably will call the doctor just to get some feedback and to report the symptom, because that might change the treatment for the next cycle. Hair loss is status quo. Nose clots started again. Kind of knew they would. Night sweats, I don't think they were too bad last night. No headache. Yes, I had fatigue. I actually lay down for a little while late this afternoon, early evening for a bit. I don't know that I fell asleep, but I did have somewhere in a half an hour to an hour of pretty solid dozing, like it was solid rest. I'll say that. No red skin, and I don't think I have chemo brain. Fingers crossed. All right. My sleep was 6 hours and 41 minutes. My movement yesterday was 6,400 steps. I don't think I'm going to get close today in my movement. I felt very, I think it's part of contributing to my just kind of plodding through the day. I just can't move around the house like I'd like to. When I'm on the phone, I tend to pace. I struggled to pace today. Just moving from point A to point B. Bill called me. It was a slow, methodical, one foot in front of the other instead of a scurry, 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 which is my usual methodology. So I just felt weighed down, I guess is the right word. And therefore, I don't know that I'm going to make my steps. But that's okay. I am moving, but not the way I would like to be. But maybe that's tomorrow or the next day, right? I just got to wait for my body to catch up. My vitals were fine. The only doctor news is we scheduled the PET scan for February 18th. I think it's at 8:45 or 8:30 a.m. They gave me a list of requirements for what I need to do. One of them they didn't mention, but which I had read online and I looked again, even at Mayo and some other places. They recommend that for several days prior to the PET scan, you kind of go keto-ish, like very low carb. Stay away from starchy foods and starchy vegetables. And then all your carbs should be through vegetables, not through processed foods and that kind of stuff. And the reason for that, for those who don't know, maybe I'll do a little info session before we get there next week on the PET scan, is that the PET scan is performed, it's a nuclear medicine test. And it's performed by injecting some glucose with some little bit of radioactive stuff, little teeny bit, not too much. And they inject it and then they wait, I think, an hour, but I have to do some more research. I did look at it several months ago when I was first gave the script, so I just want to refresh before I do any teachings with you guys. And what happens is the fast-growing cells, cancer, but other ones, inflammation and other things, anything that's fast-growing needs that sugar, right, the glucose to build. And so they can see where the radioactive dye goes, basically. And that helps them understand what parts of your body are either have cancer or could be inflammation and other things. And the radiologist and your oncologist will look at the results to make those determinations. So that being said, they want to make sure that overall, first you want to starve everything. So when the glucose comes in, they're like, I need that right now. So they can see it right away. You get better pictures. And second, if your glucose is too high, they can't do the PET scan because it would be skewed. So those are the two reasons. But they gave me some other requirements. So maybe we'll talk about that on another day. We'll do a little info share on what's a PET scan and how it works and so forth and so on. All right. I think that is all the status I have for you today. So if you stayed to the end, thanks. It was really nice to see you today. Again, if you think this message would help someone, please feel free to share it. If you enjoyed coming along for the ride today and you want to do it again tomorrow, subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for your love and support. Oh, and on the note, I just wanted to, on the new thumbnails, what did you think? You liked them or you didn't like them? Thumbs up or down. And I have used Canva. I'm using a different tool. I think it's called Pixel Lab. I have a couple reasons, but I have used Canva. Actually, the start video and the end of the video I built in Canva. So I could look and see if Canva will work for me, but we'll see. All right. So anyway, I want to just send you all love and support. Thank you so much for your love and support. Love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it.